mean, I just love Bauhaus wigs so much. So we got fitted for wigs, and then we did makeup, and they trimmed the beard, they did all this. It was fun, but I walk in there with a coffee, and I don't know what I bumped something. Like I see Meg over here, she's like, "Hi, Meg." I'm like, "Hi, Meg." How you doing? I'm like just fumbling over here trying to get my chair to get the makeup done, and like drop my coffee, goes up in the air, and goes flat. So I'm like, "Oh, that's an amazing first impression right there. Thank you." And Meg comes over, like, "Hey, I'm Drake." I'm like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you."
Watch out for the coffee.
Yeah, watch out for the coffee because I made a mess. But no, it was great. It was so much fun just to kind of see the process. I've never really been. I mean, we've done similar things, but not to that scale before. And it was just really fun to be able to see just people work, you know. And the assistant director it was a lot of fun watching him because he was in charge of shushing people. And, you know, and whenever anyone would get too loud, you hear. So Mike and I...
Sounds like the $1 Million Man.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Mike and I would just look at each other every time we do that, and it's like, oh man, like, so I started doing it myself. And it was fun.
You're at home and your kids are like, "Dad," like, shh.
It worked so well. It was amazing just to hear you hear a little bit of volume and it was just silence. I'm like, I'm taking that one home, but it doesn't work at home. It doesn't work at home.
No, they never do.
No. But I kind of went method with my character. I felt like I had to really embrace the character in order for that to come across on the screen, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we did a take, Jojo would rush across the stage, kind of pull Jake off into the backstage area, so because his arm was burning, and
Spoiler.
Oh, did you guys see it? Yeah, I would always look back at Rob and like, dude, I keep getting interrupted. I can't finish the song. I'm really getting upset here. So it's starting to really bug me. Like, every time I get halfway through the song, Jake gets pulled off the stage, and it's like, and Rob and I were just laughing. It was super fun. We tried to make each other crack, but yeah, I liked it. It was good. I'd like to do it again.
Did anyone really play their instruments when you were on stage?
We recorded all the music a couple weeks prior. So we were all into the studio with the composer and hashed it all out in about a half day. And we did 2 versions of it, one for Jake and one for JoJo. And that was great. It was really cool to see that side of it, you know, where
you're
sheet
spilling.
music was handed to us and
Party foul.
you know, come up with our own thing, you know. Oh, this is
You're
happening.
doing a great job on your
Okay.
first ever panel. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much for the question.
Thank you. What kind of whiskey is that? It's really strong. Oh my god, dude.
Apple juice.
That was not the same one.
It's apple juice. It's right there on the bottom.
It's apple juice. It's apple juice.
Right there on the bottom.
Oh my god, it burns. It burns so bad. So you gonna play a song?
I might play it. Oh yeah, why not? There's a guitar right
Can I
there.
play guitar for your song?
Huh?
Can I play guitar for your song?
Yeah. Why don't I'll sing one, then you sing
Alright, let's do
one.
that.
And then you play the guitar for me when I sing one. And then I will pretend
like
to play the
that.
guitar for you while you sing.
Yes!
Hey!
Hi everybody. Can you request this song? Can you request this one?
No?
I thought you were gonna start singing.
That's how
You kind of look like him now.
Exactly the words.
Yeah.
It's the shaved head.
Chris Martin? Thank you.
You're welcome.
What were you guys going to just play?
We were
gonna
gonna play. I think we were gonna play a station break song. That was the plan.
Let's hear it. What station a song are you going to play? What station breaks? Oh, Gone? I think we know the lyrics to that on our own. Without help.
We have been practicing for months.
Okay.
For months.
We typically do this on Friday, right?
Yeah, we used to. Stare back at it again, buddy. Maybe I'll ghost on fire. But if you catch me, put me away. They used to say, got potential. Now I'm on my way to nowhere. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways I could have made my case. 4 suitcases of reasons I went wrong. I got a pretty ibuprofen headache. But just 2 more people who didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head, but now it's gone. The ashtray knows I'm gone. Suddenly seen as better day. I live and die by the phone. I live and learn to love my foolish way. Who will save me on the day? No one trying to save me. 6 more miles and I'm on a state. 5 more ways could have made my case. 4 suitcases of reasons it went wrong. I got 3 ibuprofen headaches. Just 2 more people who didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head and now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. What good is believing? I'm not blind and you can't see. Just so good at believing. Damn my sensitivity. I can't help it. My heart beats. I'd be if I could help it. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways could have made my case. 4 suitcases of dreams it went wrong. I got just 2 more people didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head. 1 good thought in my head. 1 good thought in my head. And now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. And now it's gone. Woo! We remembered the whole thing. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. What were you guys? Did I interrupt something when I came on stage?
No, it was perfect. Can I just tell you, I loved your action in that song.
Taking my jacket off?
I mean, but you then you moved, and then you like stood up, took your jacket off, singing the whole time.
Yeah, well, you know.
I don't have that kind of control.
For a second, honestly, I thought about doing this to take my jacket off. Think my mother, man, think I'm always.
Get some stretch.
Yeah.
I had the same thought when I saw you start to take your jacket off. In my mind, I was like, oh, I should stand up and put my mic down and help him take his jacket off. But then I was like, no, I sing the whole thing too.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
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 Of course, holding the microphone before would have been out of the question.
Sure. Wait, but before
Yeah.
you play anything else,
Yeah.
can I just ask Billy a question?
Of course.
Do you have anything that you would like to talk about today?
Today.
Uh-oh.
Yes, today.
Release day.
Yes. Our friend Paul Carella
Who will be here
will be here Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, he'll be here Sunday. Will he be here Sunday?
Yes.
That's a good
Monday.
question.
in Rome.
He's gonna be at the concert on Monday.
Definitely be here
Yeah,
Monday.
the concert on Monday. But he and I just wrote and recorded this single, Shed a Little Light, and it's released today. Yeah.
Billy,
On
who's
all those cool
singing?
Is he singing or
Paul is
he's
singing the lead melody, and I'm doing some backup stuff.
okay?
Yeah.
Because honestly, when I listened to it, I was like, is that Paul or is that Billy? I couldn't tell.
It's funny because I played it for the first time for Michelle, and she's like, "Oh, you sound good." I'm like, "Oh, that's Paul."
Because he's singing higher than he normally sings.
Yes, and that was the whole fun thing about this project is, he's got such a wonderful voice, and it's like he has this really low register stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "How about this?" And the next one I sent him is even higher, so it's gonna be kind
I
of
love
fun.
it. By the end of it, you'll be like Paul Corella's song. You're like,
It's like Freddie
It's all
Mercury.
these, like,
He's got a real, everyone knows he's got that low voice, but it's great. So I'm excited. It's
Isn't it fun as a producer, the power that you have? When you're just like, try it this way.
you know, it's amazing.
Try it this
you know,
way.
with the station breaks, like a couple of few of these songs I wrote with myself singing lead in my mind, and we went into the studio and we realized it would be better if Jason sang lead and I just sang the harmony. And most of station breaks is that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And now I can't think of it any other way.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and that was the producer and both of you all going like, try it.
Yeah, and it was also as we started recording these songs and as we started playing them more, we realized that it's not usually whoever's singing the melody, you call that the lead part, and whoever's singing a third above the melody, you call that the harmony or the backup. But with the station breaks, it really is a dual lead.
Right.
Like we sing full voiced together,
Yeah.
mixed the whole time. So it's not really a
No,
lead backup.
It's more like Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was kind of the approach going into it. It's like we
Yeah.
want to make sure that you guys are both singing throughout the song.
Right, right.
For as often as we can.
Right.
Because again, it's like, otherwise someone's sitting up on stage during one of the songs going, "Who's gonna just play the tambourine?"
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
But we have let's announce it. Let's work on these songs. Get these
We've got new songs.
We got six new songs.
6 new songs that we've started to record, and we started recording it right before the pandemic, and then it was kind of put on the shelf. So we're gonna get back.
I'm calling 2023 the year of deliveries.
Wow, great.
We're gonna deliver.
All right.
And we honestly forgot.
Yeah. I think we kind of forgot. Yeah.
Like we heard them late, like years later. We were like,
oh, right.
we did that.
We did that.
Station breaks.
Yeah.
We did.
That's how absent-minded we all are.
All right, I will leave you
Okay.
to it, my
Wow.
friend.
All right.
Bye, guys. See y'all soon.
Jason Vans, everyone. Billy, this is a first. I don't know if you and I have we ever done. Did we last time you were in Rome? Did we do it?
It was really, it felt like a really long time ago, so I don't think we
I
did
don't
it.
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
No shock to anybody.
Is there something you'd like to play?
Is there something you'd want to hear? I really. Okay, cool. Okay. Not all at once. I can't hear. I can't get something. Which song you're.
Do you take requests?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's we're looking for. Yeah.
I don't know, do you do any Bob Dylan covers?
Oh, that cover.
yes.
Yeah.
It's just Make You Feel My Love?
We do a lot of Loud and Swing covers.
We do a lot of loud and
Oh,
swing
we'll go
covers.
for that. We'll go for that.
I was, I really bastardized Like the Heart Goes yesterday. We could try that again.
Y'all want to hear Like the Heart Goes?
Yeah, let's do it. I'd like to make up for it. It was honestly a lesson in like drinking and being jet lagged. Something so inviting, first thing in the morning. I'm as equally frightened by the end of the day. I got sand in my pockets, to kind of weigh me down. But I'm happy and holy and free. Smoke in my belly, I'm drinking my lungs. Well, I may not be but I'm happy, lonely, free. Happy, lonely, free. But there's just one way that I need to be. I took what you said and I put it on speed. If this is the day, just let it be. Like a heart goes, like a heart goes. Just because I'm sad don't mean that I'm unhappy. Because I'm a sinner, it don't mean I ain't no saint. So I stay undercover, longing for another till I'm happy and lonely and free. There's just one way that I need to be. I take what you say and I put it on speed. If this is the day, just let it be. Like a heart goes, where do I go today? Closing it down today. Next day begins with the last one that ended. What do I do with a job that can't be done? Put sand in my pockets, kinda weigh me down. There's just one way that I need to be. I do what you say and I put it on speed. If this is the day, just let it be. Like a heart goes, like a heart goes, beat, 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 beat. Like a heart goes, beat, 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 beat. Like a heart goes, beat, 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 beat. Like a heart goes. Hope I redeem myself. Thank you. Hello, Vicky.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Two-part question.
Okay.
First, if Loud and Swing were to open for a band, who would it be? And which band would you like to open for Loud and Swing?
Oh,
Slayer.
good question. I would love to open up for the Foo Fighters.
I was thinking Foos or Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam would be amazing.
Yeah, Pearl Jam would be.
Amazing. It'd be incredible.
Who could open up for us?
Who would open up for us?
I'll say Radio Company.
Quattro Formaggio.
They'd be like, nah, it's a pass.
Quattro
We got the pleasure of
Formaggio.
opening up for the radio company
Yeah, that was
when we were
great.
in Nashville. And it was terrific, great night.
Super, super fun show.
It'd been a while since we'd opened up for anybody, and so it was a fun challenge for us because we got like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We're like, let's go play, 8 of our best songs as well as we can, and it was really super fun to try to. We're like, okay, this is a crowd that's mostly here to see Jensen,
Yeah.
but we're gonna try to win them over, and it was a great challenge for us, and I think we did it all right.
It was a fun show. That was a super fun show. It was a great room, and the crowd was great. Yeah.
Who else could open up for us?
I mean, there's so many good. Pine Grove.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pine Grove, Boy Genius.
Boy Genius.
I mean, in reality, we'd open up for them,
Right.
but yeah, they.
It's hard to find an opening act.
Yeah.
That's not something that
It's
you
not
want to
Paul
play
Corella
with.
or
Right.
Jason.
Right.
Yeah, we've been lucky because we've had a lot of these great bands we've met through Supernatural that have opened up for us. You know, Jason Mann's,
Brian Buckley.
Brian Buckley. You know,
Yeah, even when these things first started, it was really important for us to kind of, whenever we did shows, like we would do frequently, we would go down to San Diego, and we always wanted to bring Jason and Brian with us because it felt like it's just, you know, they're fun hangs, and it's just the whole environment is, you know, it's super.
That's so great. Yeah, you really bond.
I mean,
with these
you
people.
know who you're playing with.
Yeah.
You know.
Is Rosenbaum, is it official or no?
Yeah, Sunswing.
Is it
Yeah,
official?
we're trying to get him to open up for us on we're gonna play LA.
He hasn't. I don't think he's officially confirmed. But I
Okay.
think it's it's as official as his appearance in SNS.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like
Rosenbaum's Michael Rosenbaum.
He's a hard.
Yeah, hard person to nail down. He's got that.
He's a solid maybe.
He's a solid maybe. So yeah.
That would be great. Again, it's like someone that we know, we're familiar
Yeah.
with, that
Yeah.
we know when we're in the green room hanging out.
Yeah.
It's going to be just super easy.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for that question.
Yeah.
Good one.
It's a tough one. The opener is a tough question. It's what I haven't opened for.
I know. Well, and also who would open for us?
Right.
Because like the bands that we know that not a lot of people know are still
Yeah.
more famous than Vines, right? But we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting
I like the shirt right here. Loud Swing shirt.
there. Yeah. Cool.
Um,
Want to do another song?
but Daddy, I love him. That's a great shirt. Especially since earlier you called me a daddy.
Hello.
I have a question of whether, is there like a dream venue you guys would love to play at, or is there a venue you guys have played at that you love?
That's a good question. I would love to play in my life, to play the Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl is just an amazing venue. I'd settle for the Greek, which is also a
Greek
great
is
venue
great.
in LA. But that outdoor amphitheater, it's just beautiful, and I've seen so many shows there, and it's such a storied place. I'd love to.
Red Rock in Colorado.
Red Rocks in Colorado would be great.
Yeah, there's so many.
In terms of venues we played, I mean, we're about to, well, you know, back in the day we played the Whiskey Go-Go in LA, and that was, you know, that was fun just because the Doors played there. You know, so many bands have played there. We used to play the Roxy, and there was the Viper Room, all those clubs right on Sunset Boulevard, and that was really fun. Every time we played the Viper Room, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was great. I love Eddie's Attic. You know, just playing in Atlanta is always such a great room.
Is that the one that's not there anymore?
Eddie's Attic is there still.
It's still there. What's gone?
What's it called?
Oh, North.
Actually, I heard it's coming back. So
There you go.
I heard it's on its way back.
You heard it here
In
first,
Austin,
folks.
yeah. But I would say Eddie's Attic would probably be one of my favorite venues.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Heist, Jason's venue.
Yeah, the
Which
Heist.
is fantastic.
Yeah. Jason's venue is really great.
Yeah. Has anybody had a chance to get to the Heist yet? Okay, I've got a couple.
The Woo person,
Woo?
I like how they look
Rachel
at you.
here. Yeah. You haven't gone yet, Krista? Huh. That's a statement.
Spend all my money coming to these.
The gauntlet has been thrown. No.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
You need to play
Thank you.
9:30 in DC.
The 9:30 at Disney?
DC.
Oh, DC, yeah.
Oh, that would be cool too. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd come.
Okay.
I'd probably
If that's what it takes. Hi. Yes.
One of my favorite songs is When I'm Gone. Maybe not the most popular, but I really like it.
Come
Go
on.
on. Who sings that? We do, I do.
How's that go? Can we search your lyrics for When I'm Gone? Let's see what- Does anybody else?
Who sings that? You do. Right, of course I do.
We had this conversation at the last stage, and Steve was like, you know, we have 10 albums. We could do a stager for each album. I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, we thought about that, doing a stager where we play a whole album.
Just go start going
Yeah.
backwards. Since we're the stage.
You were right. We do sing that. It's like one of our first album or something, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even have it in here because it's pre-Billy.
Yeah.
Any
other songs?
Any others that you really like?
Yeah, I mean the obvious
Amazing.
You can do amazing.
Yeah, we know that one. I'm sorry, I'm gonna learn when I'm gone. And maybe I'll sing it for you Saturday or Monday.
I'll learn it.
I know that one of these days bad habits will kill me. Sooner or later we all must pay our debts. No one's immune to their maker, no matter how sorry, no matter how safe, no matter how lucky you are, the landlord needs the rent. But as I lay in my hospital bed, it's not a moment I regret. Take me to your leader and put me in my place. Little smoke and mirrors and little bit of faith. I'm the captain of my story, looking for someday rescue from the needle. Give me just a taste, 'cause you're amazing grace. I often think of my life as one big movie, a two-part matinee, one of the greats. The main character is just so captivating. So captivating! Yeah, I just worry I'm the only one in the seats. But as the final credits start to fade, I wouldn't take back a single frame. Take me to your leader, put me in my place. Little smoke and mirrors, little bit of faith. I'm the captain of my story, looking for me. Rescue from the needle, give me just a taste of your amazing grace. I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you this morning. Wrapped tight in web of blankets, strawberry sheets. We both knowing truth that we both will. We'd probably be working. Nose on tied to a laptop like dogs on a leash. Oh, hold me, baby, hold me tight. The car is racing, the road is flying by. Take me to your leader, put me in my place. A little smoke and mirrors, and a little bit of faith. I'm the captain of my story, looking for me. Rescue from the needle, give me just a taste of your amazing grace. Your amazing grace. Your amazing Thank you. Hello?
That's actually, I'm crying now because that's my favorite Loudon Swain song.
Aw.
I did a fantastic question and now I'm crying instead.
Oh, that's awesome.
Rob, my question is about Lucifer. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen season 6, but your cover your ears. Your death at the end of the series was quite gruesome. I mean, you were a bit of an asshole, so you kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know what went into that scene technically, because obviously it was you had obviously a lot of stuff coming out of you and protruding from you.
Yeah.
And it was also quite a lot of stunt work, so I wanted to know kind of what went into it.
Yeah, actually a lot. Like there was a lot that went into it. There's a lot going on. People on, like I was on a wire, so it could like lifted up in the air when she's like strangling me. And that's always fun. I had to do that for Supernatural as well, where like it was like on a wire. I think at the end of season 11, where Amara like shot me up into the air, and I'm like, that's all. It was really fun to do. But yeah, and Lucifer was like up on a wire, and then when they stabbed me, it's wild. They put this piece around your torso that has a magnet, and then they have a tip of a sword that attaches to the magnet. So the sword is like just sticking straight out of you, and then they douse it with blood. And the hardest part about it for me as an actor is that I had to do the dread of dying on camera, and like you've got to like say your last line and then like I'm dead, and then hold your breath for as long as you can, and like it's really like panic inducing because you can't breathe because you're dead. So you're just like. I had to do that one time in an audition. I had to like die in a scene. I was auditioning for Black Hawk Down. This is like 30 years ago. And at the end of the scene, I was like, it was like, literally the scene was, tell my mom I love her. And they're like, you tell it yourself. And I'm like, I'm not gonna make it, And I was like, yeah. And then they didn't say anything. So this was like, when are you gonna? Are we good, or?
You realize he's in for something about Mary, right?
What's that?
Like a mistake. And like,
Exactly. I always remember that. Tell my mom I love her. You tell her yourself. Anyway, so there was a lot going on, and it was also right in the middle of COVID, so we had to have masks on all the time. There was a COVID guy on set that I don't know if they're doing it anymore. They didn't do this with the boys. But they were doing it for a while. There'd be a COVID rep on set, and he has a stick, no joke, that was 6 feet long. And he put it between you and the other person. You had to be 6 feet away. Even the director would come up to give me a direction and be like, nope. Come on, really? And it's so weird because, look, I'm all about getting vaccinated and protecting yourself against COVID. But it gets to a point where, like, you have a mask on while you rehearse the mask on. Hey, Lucifer, I'm gonna kill you. Whatever, and then I want to walk over here and do that. And they're like, okay, and roll camera, and they take it off. As if COVID knows, you know what I mean? Well, you're rolling now, so I'm not going to attack you. It was the weirdest thing. So there was a lot of technical stuff that went into it, but I was just so pleased to be a part of that show.
Can I really quickly get what it would be like with the mask on with the French accent, if you don't mind?
Mais oui, Lucifer. Lucifer, I kill you now, Lucifer. No? Okay? And then we roll the camera. I don't know why I'm rolling camera with a French accent. And roll camera. And the cuts. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
And that performance is amazing and beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, no other questions. So, did you have a question?
I have a request.
Okay.
Can you play rock song?
Rock song. Yeah, right. Who wanted rock song up here? Yeah, there we go. New rock song, slow rock song? Slow, let's do slow rock song.
I like the other one.
You like the fast one? Interesting. All right, what does the group think? Fast or slow rock song?
Slow. Okay, you do the slow one now.
I should not have asked that.
we're gonna go right in between. This song is, this version has never been played before.
Never been played before. It's the medium speed version.
Medium tempo Roxy.
Okay. sounds emanate from my radio. Get excited when I hear a song I didn't know. And 5 o'clock never comes too fast. Each day feels like the last. I know I have to quit. Never trust a man who promises. He's a boss, so it doesn't mean a word he says. Then he turns in tonight. Let's get this party started right. I think I'll call my friend. Where are all my friends? Now you waited too long, and it's just another rock song. You don't know the words. Whoa, whoa. But if we try to get it right, we can party on this Friday night. Screaming will be heard. Whoa. I hear the sounds emanate from my radio. Cubicle is small and keep the music low. Yeah, break the monotony. Who cares if we have to be back here at 8 a.m.? Yeah, we'll call it 6 again. Now you waited too long, and it's just another rock song. You don't know the words. Whoa, whoa. But if we try to get right, we can party on a Tuesday night. Screaming will be heard. Whoa, here we go. The day turns into night. Let's get this party started right. I think I'll call my friends. Where are all my friends? And now you waited too long, and it's just another rock song. You don't know the words. But if we try to get it right, we can party on this Tuesday night. Screaming will be heard. Whoa, whoa. Screaming will be heard. Whoa, whoa. Here we go. Mix between. Yeah.
Hybrid thought it would be.
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Guys! Hold on, you weren't supposed to applause yet. I was supposed to go half of Loud and Swain. Rob and Billy, make some noise!
What you can ask your question.
Yeah, okay. It's a question for you, Rob. Hi. I wanted to say to you that I really love the podcast Supernatural Then and Now.
Oh, good.
I think it's wonderful, and
Thank you so much.
yeah, and I was very frustrated by many things before because with that podcast you receive many people that from the technical point of view that explains a lot of things in the podcast, and I think it's really amazing. I've learned so many things listening to it.
Oh,
and I wanted to know, you've been part of this show for millions of years.
Yes.
With the podcast, is there something that you didn't know and you were surprised to know that amazed you that you didn't know about the show?
I feel like I've learned a lot about the show. I mean, first of all, just having watched it from the beginning for the first time, I'm really just getting to see in real time how great the show is and how great it looks. I really appreciate so much more what was put into the look of the show and how much was put into the look of the show. Talking to Serge, our DP, about how he shot it and what he thought of. Billy Moran, everybody. Training specifically, what I was really surprised about is how many digital effects they did back in the day. I always feel like that's more of a modern thing. But in 2005, 2006, 2007, they're doing a lot of digital effects on the show. From painted black eyes to someone going up in smoke or whatever it is. And all that is digital, and I didn't even realize they had that technology back then. So yeah, that, and I don't know, I mean, I think Jensen told some pretty great stories I hadn't heard before, like when, I think it's the episode when Sam's girlfriend dies in season 1, she gets on fire on the ceiling, and they almost, they started a real fire, and the boys literally had to escape a real burning home. And the director was like, "You're good, come on." It's fine, but they would never do that today. But there was a real burning home. The other funny story that Jensen told that I thought was funny was that when it rains in Vancouver all the time, and they gave the boys umbrellas to protect them from the rain, and Eric Kripke calls angry from LA and was like, "They don't wear umbrellas, they fight demons. They're okay with getting wet." So they never had umbrellas ever again.
And hold on, this is a perfect segue. I can second that because when I was up there directing those guys, there was a scene and it was snowing heavily. And I thought, the scene was outside of a gas station, let's put them underneath the overhang where you pump your gas. And everybody was like, "No, they hunt demons, they're in the snow." And Jensen will tell you guys, I was asking about it, he's in the scene and he's talking to Emily, and a quarter-sized snowflake lands on his eyelash. And he tries to keep going, and it won't shake off, and it's going like this. It's moving, it's like the size of a contact lens hanging on his thing, and he's like, "I just can't color. I can't do this. What are we doing here?" And there's the whole same thing. You had and Jared's hair's wet. I'm like, "Guys, it's snowing. Should we do something about this for these guys? Let them be comfortable." They're like, "No, this is what they do."
Wait, Emily who?
Emily,
Swallow?
Yeah.
She was in season 15?
She was in my episode. Yes.
Oh, right, of course, yeah, because
I'm like, wait, what?
I eat her up.
What season are we in?
15. We directed 15.
Yeah, 15, and she came to...
yeah, and then I ate her up soon after.
That's true.
I think we've already established I'm a real asshole on the show.
I feel like Robbie gets the last word of all Supernatural. It kind of just is what it is.
But it's been great. I've learned so much, and really been great to put into context things that I've talked about but not really known, like the Bugs episode and things like that, But yeah, thank you.
How's everybody doing?
Do you want to sit here so the center stage?
It's been way too long since I've been in your company, and the people that just sat in my meet and greet that didn't get to ask one single question had to deal with 50 minutes of Matt rambling nonstop. I couldn't shut up my face. I told my wife when I was leaving to get on the airplane, I was like, this is about to be 3 years of therapy unloaded on these people. They don't even know what's about to happen to them. I have things I need to get off my chest, and it started strong. I'll let you know that.
So when was the last time you were here?
I don't know,
Before, like 2019?
Yeah, it's before the pandemic.
Wow.
And since then, I've only done like 3 or 4 conventions.
Yeah, you haven't done a lot. It's really sad.
Welcome back. Thank you. We missed you. It is so damn good to be here. I was telling the meet and greet folks, I was like, there's something you don't understand that's given and received at these conventions that's so much bigger than the show. It's bigger than anything, and that's my friend circle for the last decade has been you guys. And so then we had a pandemic where I barely saw you guys at all.
And then I'm not doing conventions, so I'm barely seeing this extended family that you don't think I need y'all, but I need y'all because just having somebody to want to listen to you outside your family, like it's an important thing. It's an important thing to have somebody that you can talk to, and you guys over a decade have become that. Like I start every meet and greet by going, listen, I usually spill too much. I'm gonna try to keep it and not tell you all the, and here goes, and then I tell everything I wasn't gonna say. And there's been a depression building in me, something I could deal with, but as soon as I got here, I was tired. I went up to the hotel room, I took a shower, I put gel in my hair, and I go, here we go. I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna see my friends, we're all gonna be tired, we're all gonna make memories, and this is what I've been missing. And I'm just so fucking glad to be back in this chaos.
We're happy you're back, and you know, he said that backstage, he was like, you know, this is, you really miss it when you don't have it in your life, and I can see that, you know, certainly my kids don't care. Right? They don't care what I've been on. They just want to know what's for dinner.
It's like we have built a strange career, like alternative career to our acting and our artistry. That is we're some kind of weird touring circus, you know, like we are this thing. It sounds funny, but it's not, like, because you can imagine, like anybody that tours together a band, you guys are close, and we've been so close for so long, and to take it away, you're like, oh, good, I need this time with my family, I need to breathe it out, I'm gonna be good, I'm meditating every day, and then 6 months go by, and you're like, I need it. Something's wrong with me. Like, where is it? Like, we're not making fun of, you know, like the jokes, the behind the scenes shit that we give each other all the time.
Like, I need to make fun of Robbie so I feel human again.
Yes.
I feel the same way, and you know, it's been weird not having you at the Creation Ones. Like, I feel like there's a big loss. And Saturday Night Special, not the same without you. You set the tone of that show. You'd always come on and do like the third song, the first guest. And he'd do a high energy thing, he'd come on, he'd be like, come on everybody, get everybody going. And I miss that. I miss that a lot.
And that's another thing that changed my life, was you guys forcing me to do that, to be part of it. And I feel now that I've lost some of it. So like, I'm anxious to be back with you and try it again. Do I still have it? Do I still have the guts to
Yes, you do.
get after it on stage? It's been a long time, you forget, you can get lost. Like, sorry, I'm gonna spit on you.
I was hoping. Never washing this shirt.
It's been too long, folks. I'm happy to be back. I'll shut up about it now. We're excited.
I'm getting the this signal, so I think I gotta go.
No.
And you're gonna stay on, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie B.
Thank you. Matt, come on. Matt, don't forget this thing is right here.
I was trying to forget that thing, Rob, but thanks.
Don't. Spin it. Drink.
All right.
Do I need to do anything?
I'll spin it and you have to take the prize. How about that? It's so damn good to be here. That's all I have. I'm out here. Look, if you guys have any questions, that's great. If you don't, I'll stand up here and talk about a bunch of shit for the whole rest of this time. I have so many things to tell you. I'm gonna get to your question in 1 second. Saturday night, I have a movie coming out. It's on the Hallmark channel. It's called Made for Each Other. I don't know how we can see it. I'm gonna attempt to get a screener from Hallmark. They probably won't give it to me. But if I get it, I'll make it so you guys can see it. It's like a romantic comedy. I play a stand-up comedian. I play, I'm not the hot guy. I'm the guy the girl settles for. Finally, right? Finally, I reached 40. I was talking with the good folks in my meet and greet, and I was like, this is the first project outside of Supernatural that I'm not like, hey, look at my abs, you know? I'm like the guy that's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I hope I get the girl, and it was just a really unique experience. So I want you guys to see it. I want to know what you think about it. You guys might go, nah. Go back to taking off your shirt, man. Which is understandable, because I built a career on that, but you know how it goes. Oh, the jacket? Is that Robbie's? Yeah. I was going to liberate that. What else did I want to tell you? I wanted to tell you guys some other stuff, but we'll take your question. How about that, so you don't have to stay standing?
It's basically just saying, thank God we got the king of karaoke back.
Hey!
I love that you stood up just to say that. You mean the world to me, and now I feel like I have to get that tattooed, the karaoke, on the back of my leg somewhere. You, this side, how you doing?
Good to see you again.
Great to see you again. It's been too long. I feel like the cloud, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, you probably haven't, but in the United States we have lots of prescription drug commercials. And there's one commercial, you know, you watch them on mute because you don't want to hear the nonsense they have to say, but there's one commercial where it's like a cartoon and it's like a sad guy, like, I'm so sad. And there's like a gray cloud of depression over him. Today, when I came in on my airplane, and it was cloudy as I was coming into Rome and we broke through the clouds, I literally felt like I just washed any depression I had away and I'm coming to the happiest place on earth. I feel so excited to be here and just be part of this again and to be able to look at y'all and hug y'all and just, you know, talk about the nonsense that we talk about. I'm just so... Did you have a question? Did you ask me? Can you tell I just got off a plane like 2 hours ago? I'm a little mental.
I was hoping that you would tell the story of what happened in August. Why did you not get here?
All right, I will. I'll tell that story. So back in August, when I was on my way to Rome, I got on a plane in Los Angeles. I then flew to Washington, D.C., where I was going to have a connecting flight, take D.C. to Rome. I landed at like 12 noon. And they delayed 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. 6 hour delay, finally they canceled the flight at 7:30 p.m. Now if they canceled the flight at 12, when they first delayed it, I would have been able to book another flight to get me here. But then United put me on a flight that landed Sunday midday. So I would have gotten here 2 days from now, halfway through the day. So I got on a plane and went back to LA because I didn't want to waste the time or waste, you know, I wasn't going to get over here in time. So that's what happened. And it's the airline's fault, all right? Be mad at them, not me. What's important is that I'm here now and I'm going to make up for the last 5 years. I promise. We're going to have a good time. We're going to let it hang out. We're going to make memories that we're not going to tell anybody except the people in Rome. Hi, dear. What's your question?
I have a two-part question. One is I was wondering if you've met Drake yet and what you thought of his John Winchester. And then I was also wondering about how you coped without taking your shirt off in front of a big crowd and screaming. You certainly missed it.
I just met Drake briefly. Boy, oh boy, is he handsome. He's strikingly handsome, he seems super kind, and I only got to eat lunch with him for like 10 minutes and then he had to take off, but I told him, I was like, we have to sit down, there's lots of things for you and I to talk about, so that will happen. I think he's spectacular. I've seen,
so sweet.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple episodes of the show and I'm proud of the honor that they're doing, and I like the changes that they're bringing in. I think Jensen and the team there are doing a great job. So I hope to get to know him better because, hey, we're the same person, kind of. Right? And listen, his abs might be better. He's a little taller than me. He's cuter. He's got those Jensen lips. I mean, that's all I need is another Winchester boy to be obsessed with their beautiful lips. You know, enough is enough. It's outrageous. And your second question was that you want me to take my shirt off. I just got here. Give me a few minutes to warm up, all right? Let me go backstage and do some push-ups first, you know? You, dear.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question for you is actually, since you mentioned you had like a deep depression over COVID and stuff.
Yes.
And let's not focus on the bad thing, but at the good thing. How did you cope it?
There are lots of therapy. I did some therapy, and I try to focus on the things that I love, and what I love is making TV and film. So I packaged 3 movies. One's a trilogy called Mama Bear, another movie called Bounty, and another movie called Help. And they're all ridiculous. They're all ridiculous, over-the-top, R-rated action comedies because that's the type of stuff I like to put together. And me and my writing partner Lee we have 3 films optioned, and You know, I just tried to keep focused on that. But to be honest with you, it didn't help all the way. It didn't. Even though for the first time in 10 or 12 years, I got to spend a lot of time with my wife and a lot of time with my 7-year-old. Those moments were fulfilling, and the growth together as a family was huge. But then there's another part of you outside of your family, right? Your family love is compartmentalized into that. I always love them. I always feel that need for them. Even today, getting on the plane. The hardest part about coming here was saying goodbye to them. And my wife goes, but just think of all the people you're going to get to say hello to. It's a very important thing, and you don't think you need it, but that's just what it is. So 6 months into the pandemic, you're like, great, I've been home, I've done yard work, I've cleaned every cabinet and drawer in my whole house, there's nothing else to do. What's missing? Another month goes by, and it's kind of like, something's missing. And then 2 years go by, and you realize I haven't hugged 1,000 people every other weekend.
It's probably good.
And that's a problem. It's probably good to not spread disease, but science says you need 7 hugs a day to work as a normal human. Like, to have happiness, you should have another embrace 7 times a day from a person. Maybe the whole world's not hugging enough. Maybe that's why we're so crazy, you know?
Do you want one?
Yeah, I do. I'm coming forward. Yeah, listen, I don't want your COVID, but I certainly want your hugs. There's a whole lot of healing. There's a whole lot of healing and figuring out how to deal with whatever it is you're going through. If you allow yourself to let somebody in, even if it's just a hug, or let them say what's wrong, and tell them for real, hey, I'm fucking depressed, whatever. Everybody's gonna go through a thing. Never be scared to bring it up and talk about it, because communication makes everything easier, from your kid's relationship or your spouse's relationship to my relationship with you guys, telling you why I'm not here, telling you how I feel. Communicate with each other, it helps, I promise. You love. Hi.
That was weird, this microphone, that's still quite short.
That's why we wanted you to.
If I do that, I won't get back up again. So I just met you in autographs and you very briefly talked about the Hollywood show.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I would love to know a little bit about your experience on the set. And if you could pick any TV show or movie for them to make a parody of, what would it be and who would you want to play?
I've already pitched The Boys, and I want to be fucking Butcher. That being said, does everybody know about the Hollywood girls and what they do? If you don't know, look them up on YouTube. They make these fantastic parody videos of some of your favorite shows. They direct them, produce them, and carry them out incredibly. They called me and asked me if I would do one of the characters from Umbrella Academy, which is a fantastic show, and I did. I played this character, and I grew a funny mustache, and it was very like Captain Jack Sparrow. It was like all the characters that Hollywood will never let me play. Because Hollywood's only seen me one way for the last 15 years, and unfortunately, it's like the boy next door with no shirt on. But so many props to the Hollywood girls on their ability to parody something and raise the bar while they do it, which is extremely hard, not to just parody something and make it silly and stupid, you know? They raise the bar of whatever they're copying, and it's tremendous. I had a great experience on that. You know, both of the Hollywood women have backgrounds in dancing, and there's a dance sequence, and it's like, you know, it's like a ba 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 like this thing, but we're supposed to be in a line. But Dr. Rhythmless over here couldn't get it done, right? So like everybody's like dun 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 dun, and then I'm like, they're like dun 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 dun. You see me like dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. And they're like, you're the first one in the line. Just set the thing, and then they'll all copy you. But I'm literally rhythmless, so like I hear the beat and I like make the move on the off beat every time. And most of the other Tomo was in this with me, so he struggled just as well. Tomo is like, you know, Tomo and I have a background in fighting, so like our counts are different than dance counts. You know what I'm saying? When you're a fighter, everything is like 1, 2, 1, 2, like this. Now with dancing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just doesn't work in our brains. So it was wonderful working with them. They gave me the opportunity to stretch myself, be some weird character, and I want to do a lot more of that in the future. The more character roles I could take, the more out there I could be. That's what I want. I've played Matt Cohen already. You know, I'm done playing that role. I want to play something else. Was that an answer?
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you.
I'm teeter-tottering in, is it the espresso or the jet lag? What is your brain feeling right now? It's really wild. Hi there.
My friend is not here and would like to know what your favorite Hannah Montana song is.
My who or what?
Your favorite Hannah Montana song.
My favorite Hannah Montana song, there was one that, I think I only knew one. Okay, this is gonna be not the right answer and the right answer. Wrecking Ball. She's always Hannah Montana to me, just because she sings and she's a Dolly Parton protege at this point. I think Miley Cyrus is spectacular. I find her incredibly talented, incredibly artistic. I am a massive Miley Cyrus fan, I have to say. I think her, you know, the struggles she's gone through and the experience she's gone through in her life that have kind of changed her sound and changed her voice has added dimension, dynamic, and depth to her music in an incredible way. So, she also sang a cover of Jolene. I don't know if you ever heard. If you guys haven't seen Miley Cyrus sing Jolene, look that shit up because it is a special moment in time. The girl's got it. She's really incredible. What's your favorite Hannah Montana song? What? What's your favorite song?
Not anyone by Miley Cyrus, that's for
What's just any favorite song? What song can you sing the first line to right now if I said 1, 2, 3, go?
You do not want to hear me sing.
Yeah, no, that was the name of the song. All right, well, I won't take the pressure off you and move to this side. How about that?
Thank you.
Of course. My sister from another mister over here. If you guys don't know this one, which I'm pretty sure you do know, Krista, if you look at us next to each other, it is strange how related we look. Our parents, I don't know what they did or didn't do. But anyways, your question.
I was going to put myself down there, but I decided to not, because I have learned. You were talking in the meet and greet about interviewing lots of different people and the press junkets and things. So,
Yes.
have you interviewed Ryan Reynolds in a press junket? And he's the always on and like that? And also, have you ever interviewed Harry Styles?
I have not talked to Harry Styles. I am hosting the kid or doing interviews for the Kids' Choice Awards, so that's a possibility coming up next week. Yeah, Kids' Choice Awards. I'm like, you guys know that I'm 40 and don't know anything about the kids, right? I don't even know most of the people that are going to be there, but you're going to see me dressed like a fool out there pretending I do. Wait, who'd you ask me about a second ago?
Ryan Reynolds. Is he always like
That's a tough question. I talked to Ryan Reynolds on the Red Notice premiere. The Red Notice premiere was a massive, massive premiere in downtown Los Angeles, where it was huge. Like the red carpet was like a football field, and they had fans on the carpet. And I talked to him, and he seemed on, but from a sincere way. Like that's like almost how he is almost like a constant smartass.
Yeah.
But in like a very endearing smartass type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I found him completely respectful and full of like interest in the interviewer, I guess you could say, where he's like locking into me, but he wants to say the right thing for the camera, but he's like listening in so he can really pay attention, you know, and be present. So, you know, I told you guys in the meeting, I've interviewed pretty much all of the A-listers at this point, and they're all pretty damn good. You know, I don't have anybody on that level that I can say, man, they're a real asshole. You know, but they're not. They're really good people, and when they do get a bad rap, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they woke up and didn't sleep well last night, or they stepped in a pile of dog shit that morning. Like they got a parking ticket. They got so many things can tick us off, and then by not feeling 100%, you make a remark to somebody that might seem off kilter, and then now you're the biggest trash in the world. Give people a chance, even celebrities. Their job is to always be on. Think about it. Their job is to always, that would be like me walking in my door after this trip when I'm exhausted, probably sick, haven't slept, and I'm like, hey, honey, what's going on? What's happening? I'm here, and I'm going to tell you guys a bunch of jokes. Hey, little Macklin, I know you're my son. Here, sit down. You can't always do it. You can't always do it. So, I look back to Ellen DeGeneres. She got, torn apart, a couple of years back, or months back, and I remembered my first experience with Ellen on her show. I came on to pretend to be her doctor and do this little skit with her, and she couldn't be nicer or more creative as a, to try to make our little bit work, So I think everybody has their own kind of feeling of what somebody might be like. Ryan Reynolds seems like he's always on, but that might just be what I think, He seems like when you see him on, what's this show where Letterman interviews, this is David Letterman has a show, I think it's on Netflix, where he kind of sits down with people. So he went to Ryan Reynolds' house and they were making pizzas. You could see how nervous Ryan Reynolds was. Almost like he was trying to make pizzas, but also trying to be on. He's every one of us. We're all the same. It's just he's done it so many more times to where he has to be on so he can carry it. But you could see him, he's doing a shitty job at the pizza. It's not really round. And he's trying to talk to Letterman. And Letterman's over here just being Letterman, just comfortable as ever. And so I don't know. I don't know. I think everybody wants to be on. I think everybody wants to relate to a real person across from them. And I think that's my strong suit as being a host, is that I'm going to give you me. I don't want to waste this 5 minutes together. I don't want it to be tell me about your divorce. You're not telling me about the other thing that I don't want to really know about. I want you to leave some mark on me, and I want to leave some mark on you. I want you guys to hear what I say. I want to hear what you said, and hopefully one thing that's said, I go, oh yeah, that is pretty cool. All right, next interview. I just don't want to waste my time, And so I just try to give them a real guy when I look across at somebody. I try to be a real person, not I'm just waiting to ask you that agenda question about your broken relationship. I'm not a journalist in the way that I need that information. I don't care about celebrities. I like people that work at a high level and make entertainment, but I don't care who's famous. I don't. I talked to Harrison Ford the other night. I thought it was gonna be terrifying. I wasn't. I was interested in why he's doing this comedy called Shrinking. For the first time in his career, at 80 years old, he's doing arguably the biggest comedy role of his life. And if you guys haven't seen this, and if you've been to therapy, you should see it because it's so funny. It's basically Harrison Ford is a therapist. Jason Segel is a therapist that works in the same office. Jason Segel has to see Harrison Ford as his own therapist. Jason Segel's wife died, so he's a single dad taking care of a teenage daughter. That teenage daughter who doesn't get along with Jason Segel, who's the dad, becomes the therapist for Harrison Ford. This shit is so funny, and it's so mental, and it's just all of us. There's pieces of all of us in these broken therapists. And I've been in therapy. I praise therapy. I think it's so important. I work out in the gym 7 days a week. Why wouldn't I do something to work out my brain? And I go to my therapist. Yo, mental health is no fucking joke. Come on. Listen, if any fan base of any show understands something about mental health, I really feel like it's ours. We've had these discussions. Jared has his campaigns. Jensen has their thing. We understand. Pay attention to this. If you're not feeling right, there's a reason. Adjust, change, try something, but never quit. Never quit. There's a no quit thing, and you have to have it no matter what. I'm gonna go on a tangent, sorry. I had to do a podcast for the Hallmark movie yesterday, and it was the best piece of advice you can give. I said, this too shall pass. They go, what? I go, this too shall pass is the most important thing you can ever remember in your life, because this, you guys, wanting to hear me talk in a microphone, well, this ain't gonna be here forever, it's gonna pass. And when you're the most dark and most depressed and your life is falling apart, that shall pass also. Nothing stays the same forever, and every day you're gonna lose something, you're gonna gain something. You never stay the same, right? 1% of you kind of changes every day. You either get a little worse or you get a little better. It's just the truth, you know. This is how it goes. So, again, tangents on tangents. This is what jet lag looks like, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Did I answer your question?
Yeah,
Are you waiting to ask a question? Come on! You're leaning, holding up the post over there. I feel bad. You have to yell. If you've been standing over there and I'm not paying attention, yo, Matt, I'm standing over here. I'm telling you, I'm out of my mind.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hi, it's just lovely to see you after so long.
Well, thank you. It really feels good to be up here. I don't want to get off the stage. I want to keep talking. I know somebody's going to come out soon, but that's all right.
Okay, I'll hurry up.
No, go ahead.
Okay, it kind of leads on from what you were just saying about interviewing. I remember you saying once that you have somebody in your ear saying, ask this, yeah? What I'd like to know is if there was ever an occasion where you thought, no, I want to ask something different because you get a different vibe from that person, or that you've asked the question that your producer has asked you to ask, but then they've given you such a completely unexpected answer that it's completely left you speechless for a few seconds.
Yes, and yes.
Who was it?
So, Angela Bassett, she set me straight, ladies and gentlemen. This was early on when she just joined the show she does. What is it? 911 Star. I was doing an interview for ET. It was early in the pandemic, just when they started filming, and I believe, I might be mistaken, but it was a personal question about her then fiance or husband or something like that. And it was, I saved it for the end, right? There's 5 questions, talking about the show. And then I had to ask this question. And so I was in a room by myself because it was on Zoom, and she was with whoever she was with, but I pretended there was a producer next to me. And I'm like, all right, yes, I'll ask her. I'm Angela, so whatever the question was, like, did you just get engaged, or did you go on something with your husband? And she like looks at me through that Zoom, and I felt like I was in trouble. She gave me a look that a mom gives a young man, and I just knew. She did it with a smile because she's just that powerful, you know? She's Angela Bassett. And she was just like, boy, you better know better next time to ask me something like that. And I was like,
Didn't have kids.
Same with Nora.
The only reason I have kids is because of him.
and before you ask,
it's not possible.
Ours.
As liberal as we are, that's still not a possibility. But Matt introduced me to my wife.
The best fucking thing I've ever done with my life, other than meet my wife and have a baby, was introduce this man to one of the baddest chicks I've ever met in my life, and they made people!
Yeah. We didn't make one person. No, God has too much of a sense of humor. We had 2 for the price of 1. So basically, what happened was I was at home in LA, and
but I think they know how it happens.
And then Haley, no, seriously, it happened in South Africa, but that's a different story. We'll get into that in a minute. What happened first and foremost, I got a text from Matt, and he was like, "Hey, dude, you're Irish." I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "So I have this friend, I work with her, and she's going to Ireland, and is there any tips you can give her?" And I text back, because I'm an asshole, I said, "Is she hot?" And he goes,
do not fuck her. Are there kids in this room? I'm sorry.
This is how we text back and forth.
He goes, do not fuck her. You gotta promise me. And I said, no, of course not. So a couple of months later,
let me just pause it for 1 second. The reason I text him that, not because I care what he does in the bedroom whatsoever, but I love this woman. This is my co-star on a show. She's somebody I care deeply about. We have real talk. She's a friend of mine, and also I met this guy and fell in love with him also. So when you have people that are close to you, never put them together unless it happens like
unless
this.
it's going to work, yeah. And it was absolutely, Matt was 100% right, because, you know, these things, you know, invariably can blow up in your face. And, easy. And anyway, so it took us, we were dating a couple of months, and I said, you know what, baby, I gotta tell Matt, like, you know, this looks like it might go somewhere. So I had to text Matt and said, Matt, remember I said I wouldn't fuck her? Well, we hadn't, of course, we weren't married at that point, but like I intended it. So anyway, long story short, cut to now, and we have 18-month-old twins, and our lives could not be happier. And it's all down to him, and by extension, down to you.
That's right. Isn't that one of the most special things? As I got out here, I told him it's been a couple years since I've been here. I've started feeling like a weight of depression because I was missing something from my life, and I understood what it was when I got here today. Number one, my friend circle of the last decade has been just supernatural. And number two, the human contact that I've had has been thousands of people, 2 weekends a month for 10 years. And so what they give us is gigantic.
It's incomparable to anything, and like, you know, I've spoken to a lot of you before. You've heard me repeat myself, Krista, especially. Over a long period of time. But still, like, you know, as an actor, you know, I used to work a lot in theater, and you come out on stage and you would get this appreciation, or lack thereof, if they didn't like the show, and you would get this buzz from the crowd, and it would fill you with all this. This is why I'm existing on the planet. Like I have meaning, and then you start, because theater, if you're in Ireland, theater, if you're elsewhere, it doesn't pay very well invariably, you know, and. It doesn't, yeah, surprise, it does not pay well. So then you go into film and TV, and you can actually finally pay the rent. But then you miss that feeling you get from the audience. And then my first day on Supernatural, not even before my first day, I went up for my costume fitting and stuff, and I had a note on my door from Ruth Connell, and it said, hello, we've not met, I'm Ruthie, and if you ever want a cup of tea from one Celt to another. And I was like, I got her number, and I was like, oh my god, this is a dream job. And so we had a swim up on the roof of where we were staying in Vancouver with Briana and her daughter, Valentina, and they started talking about these conventions. I had no idea what these conventions were about. I had no idea, and they were like, "They're gonna blow your mind."
Wait, before you blow your mind, I gotta leave the stage. I don't want to give it to you, but I just didn't want to.
I thought you were staying.
No, this is your stage now.
Oh fuck!
Don't my own. You were about to blow their mind. Don't forget.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen,
Matt Cohen, everybody. I love that man, and I loved him before he put me together with my wife. Well, you know, and then so we went to set, and Ruthie was shadowing one of the directors at the time, and she goes, "I'm going to take a photo of you, and I'm going to post it on Twitter, and you're going to watch what happens." I was like, "Whatever." So I had Twitter, although I was terrible at using it. I'm still terrible at using it. And she posted on Twitter. And then that's the point when you have to turn off your notifications because your phone is going bananas. And it's like, holy shit, I'm so popular. and it kind of gave me a bit of a window into what it was like to be part of something bigger than just the TV show, than just work. And you know, it's so hard to put this into words all the time because it means so much to us all. And I know by saying that I mean you guys too, because it's not just a TV show. It's not just the hour and on an evening it gave us, or you know, the satisfaction we get from watching a show that we really like. And it is all that, and it's that for so many other reasons that I can go into if someone asks a question about it. But the writing, the you know, Jared Jensen, Misha, all these reasons that the mechanics of the show worked so well. But this is something completely different. And you know, on the surface, and when your friends ask you, what are you doing? Like, my friend who's an accountant, he's like, I just don't get it. What is this about? Why do people want to hear you fucking talk for 40 minutes? Like, you know, I still can't answer that one, but it's just so much more. And what it gives us, it's such a symbiotic relationship, and we're all so grateful that these things exist. But also, the pandemic was a real reminder when it was taken away from us for so long. And it was just left this empty space in everyone, and not just because we can, you know, reunite with our friends here on stage and here in the audience, but just the chats that you have, and how it's opened my mind to different aspects of society that I might not have touched as much as I've been or had the privilege to touch since I've done them. And it's just, I'm extremely grateful, and I'll give yourselves a round of applause, because I'm so grateful for all of you. So how many people here is their first convention? Okay, why are you guys in the fucking back? By the way, when you get to your 10th convention, you'll be at row 10, and then you'll move up as it goes on. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for that. Okay, that's too much. Are there going to be any questions? Oh, there's questions? Okay, this will help me, because, you know, I can talk, but sometimes I get boring. Hello.
Hello.
My friend, du bist aus Deutschland? Nein?
How dare you?
Oh, God. Where are you from?
Czech.
But see, you said that when I was signing your autograph, and you sounded Irish for a second.
Well, you weren't signing my autograph yesterday.
Okay. See, you sometimes get these people who are going to catch you out. Hello.
First of all, I do live in Dublin.
Oh, that's right. I knew that. Yeah.
I'm very, yeah, I don't know. I thought you remembered me.
I do. You see, that's why I thought you were Irish. I thought you were talking about your Lewis pass the last time we were here.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, Lewis is free, by the way. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know that you've moved back to Ireland.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you, was there like a specific reason that she's decided to come back?
Oh man, you know.
It's just like, fuck this pandemic in America.
There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons, and you know, I don't know.
Just missed the accent.
No, I didn't. You know, like before I had kids, there was no way I was moving back to Ireland. I didn't have the compulsion or the drive to move back to Ireland. And then my wife went and got pregnant. Like, I mean, what? Which I'll tell you that story. It's quite a good story. Not the beginning, but I'll tell you, like, you know, a couple of 30 seconds into the occasion. No, we were living in. It was before we had kids, actually. Like we were living in LA, and we had moved to West Hollywood, which is quite there's no middle in Los Angeles. There's just fucking sprawl everywhere, but it's quite a kind of if there is going to be a center, West Hollywood can be kind of a center. And we were living there, and we went on the march, one of the Black Lives Matter marches, and. It was quite intense. It was a beautiful day, obviously, because it was LA. It's only ever a beautiful day. And we were like on this march, and we felt good about being there. And then it turned really nasty. And it turned nasty because, not because of any of the people on the march, but because of people who wanted to try and, you know, divert attention to other things and create havoc. And there was a riot, and the police came out, and there were people shot with rubber bullets, and it was just like, I was looking at the scene. This young black girl who was about maybe 16 or 17 was shot in the leg and shot in the neck with a rubber bullet, and she walked by our house, which was right on the march, like, okay? So we had gotten home, the safety of everyone was like scattering, there were thousands of people running away from the police, which was so crazy. There was this young girl, and she was limping, and she'd been shot, and I was afraid to bring her into our house because it's America. So am I going to get sued if I give her Tylenol or Advil, whatever, paracetamol for her wounds, and give her an ice pack? I was afraid, and you shouldn't have that fear. I've never had that fear in Ireland. I've never had that fear. If someone arrives on your door and they're injured, you take care of them, right? And it's just, it's common sense. But I don't know, America is a very litigious society. Litigious meaning they like to sue people a lot, you know? And I'm not bitching about America. I love, my wife's American. I love America. I love living there. But it just became this kind of, what are we, like, this is not enjoyable. This is, and then there were police on our street, and we almost got arrested for not going into our homes when being held at, by being pointed guns at by the cops. And so I was doing a TV show in Norway at the time, but thank you. And I was going back this was August, I was going back in October. And I just said, let's just cut this short, let's just leave and go back to Ireland. And then we went back, and long story short, eventually Hayley got pregnant, and we had the kids in Ireland, and we just haven't had the compulsion to move back. Now, we spent 5 months of the year in LA last year because I'm at pains to try and keep the family vibe going and keep her parents involved in the grandparents are so important, and it's so important to them. It's their first grandchildren. So I was doing a lot of conventions in America last year as well, so I was trying to keep everyone happy. But I feel safer in Ireland, and I feel safer with my girls in Ireland, and that's especially when I'm away doing something like this, or I'm away filming somewhere. Knowing that my wife can bring my kids for a walk, and you know, I know this is very serious. I'm so sorry, but having said that, like, I personally, apart from that one day, I've never really felt unsafe in America, and I think that's a point that needs to be made. I've never really felt that, like, walking down the street, I'm going to get shot, for example. I think it's a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, when you're a parent, if you can cut out the variables, if you can cut out the possibility of something, and it's easy to do so, you're going to do it, because it's like, you know, that's one less thing you have to worry about. And believe me, my wife called me last night, when my kids were 7 months old, and my wife left to go back to Oregon to do a movie, and I was daddy daycare at home. And it was easy, because all they did was this. Or one of them was able to do this. But the other one was like... But now it's a different case. So when I landed and I got to the hotel last night, I called Hayley and I was like, how did bedtime go? She was like, oh my God. She said, so she took Maud out of the chair and she got her undressed for the bath. She had the bath running, and then she got her ready, and then she took Juno out of the chair, and Juno wanted to sit in the potty. They're only 18 months, but they want to have a potty, so now we're seeing if that works. I don't know. It's not really working, as you'll find out. So Juno sat in the potty, Maud was being put in the bath, and then Maud got out of the bath, and Hayley went to put Juno in the bath, and then she went to get Maud, and Maud was walking around with a poo in her hand. A 4-inch long poo, it was a good poo. I'm impressed, Juno. Poo in her hand. That she had to then take off her and dispose of, and clean her off, and put her in the bath. So, you know, life has its challenges. I was glad I was here. Thank you, though. Sorry for that long-winded answer. Hello. Oh, yeah, you. I'm good. Good to see you. It's been, what, 3 years?
Maybe.
Exactly. My sentiments exactly.
I am your favorite
Barry's or Lions?
Barry's.
Fair enough.
Barry's and Lions are two tea brands in Ireland. And if you're from the south of Ireland, generally, like Cork, you drink Lions, right? No, is it the other way around? It is the other way around. But I've always drank Barry's. I don't even know why I'm Irish. Apparently I'm fucking wrong again. You always point it out. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Are you having fun?
I am.
Welcome back.
Absolutely, thank you. I have to say, I'm PG-2.
Oh, okay, well, look, we can't all be perfect.
It's my bias. I just wanted you to explain a little bit about state of happiness.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to put everyone to sleep. Oh, hello. Sorry, I know I was biased to this side. Hello, you too. I'll come to you in a second. So, State of Happiness is a TV show I do in Norway. And the great thing about this TV show is that, like, you know, when, as an actor, if you get to do a show that is about history, I don't know if anyone here likes history, but it's something not to be dwelled upon, I think, but something to learn from. And the Norwegians famously were a very poor country on the periphery of Europe that had no money. They kind of didn't take any sides in the Second World War, and so they were kind of ostracized. They were bombed by the Allied forces during the Second World War because Hitler had a little base in a fjord in Norway that he was trying to develop the bomb. And they weren't sympathetic, but they weren't kind of turning their nose. So like the Norwegians were just like, they always were mining themselves, which is a very admirable quality. But they were a very poor country, and big oil companies came to Norway saying there's a lot of oil off the coast of Norway, and we know there's a lot of oil. They spent years trying to find this oil, they couldn't find it. And then I play this character in this TV show that actually finds the oil. And it was the biggest discovery of oil in the world at the time. And now Norway has gone from one of the poorest countries in Europe to probably the wealthiest economy in the world per capita. Because what they've done with that money, instead of giving it to big private oil companies like they did in America, they created Statoil, or state oil, and they kept it all for themselves. So if you go to Norway today, if you pay a lot of tax, but you have free healthcare, free education, free transport, public transport. It's like it is an amazing society if social democracy is your thing, which happens to be for me. And I just find, having worked on that show and lived in Norway for a while, I met this guy on the golf course who was about a 70-year-old man, and we were playing golf, and I told him the TV show I was doing, and he was almost in tears, trying to explain to me how his life had changed as a result of the discovery of oil. And whatever you think about oil and clean energy, it just has really created this amazing economy and society in Norway. In Norway, if you have a baby in Norway, the father has a compulsory 3-month paternity leave, and the mother has compulsory 9 months. And you can do 9 months if you're the dad, and 3 months if you're the mom. You can switch it up any which way you want. But it's all about, they really promote the family unit. They promote what it's like to be a family, and encourage all those aspects of society that kind of get forgotten about in a more capitalist society. So yeah, I admire them. Like I also, just to give a counterpoint, I also met a guy in Norway that was a young tech guy who I said, where do you live? He goes, I live in Palo Alto in California, because if I stayed here, I would giving 60% of my wages to the Norwegian government, and I want to keep it for myself. I'm like, that's each to their own. That's why these countries exist around the world, that you can go and, be whoever you want to be. But
is it bibliographic, or is what kind of series is it?
It's a historical drama. So basically, it's very accurate. It's all the characters. I play a character, a real American guy, a tech guy from Texas. So I got cast in this role, and I called Jensen. I was like, I don't want to do that kind of sing song. I'm from Texas. I want, you don't speak like that. I want to speak a little bit like you. So a more subtle approach to the accent. So I got Jensen on board, and I got a good voice coach, I think, to try and help me develop an accent that wasn't quite as alarming, I suppose. But the guy I played was I watched a little bit of a documentary on him, and he existed. He was integral to the discovery of the oil in the country at the time, and all the characters that existed in the show, all are not all of them. A lot of them are real characters, and then they bring in this. They created a narrative with a fictional narrative, a love story, and all that kind of stuff. So look, I highly recommend it. The director is a guy called Peter Ness, who was nominated for an Oscar for a film called Elling back in 2002, and he's the best director I've ever worked with. Like, he's just so good from an actor's perspective, and I'm going back to do I think my last season of it this year. But it's a really enjoyable show. Thanks for asking. Cheers. Give it a watch, yeah. Season 2 is amazing because I'm in it lots. Thank you for that.
I have a question for you.
Who the fuck?
Adam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Briana Buttmaster.
That's right. Look at these sweet boots. Old lady up here. Don't cheer me on. Adam, what is your favorite apple juice?
Bulmers. Original cider.
Did you know that Drake came on here and thought that was actual apple juice? What a fucking idiot, hey?
I forgot we were still doing this.
They were in the green room. I was getting ready to come on stage. Oh, sorry, just snapped my bra for you all. And they cracked open the scotch and they're like, you guys, we waited until 4:30 and then we gave ourselves a round of applause. So that's where we're at. Thank you. Yes, you can join in on that.
That is Rome. That's why
it's Rome for you.
We love it here. I know you've been standing there for a while.
Okay,
and you're
hello,
perfectly
honey.
silhouetted. Hello.
Ask away.
What's your name and where do you come from? I've been there.
Where
I've
is
been
it?
there. That's a good spot.
It's Giggle Snort.
Giggle McSkivville.
My name's Kate. Hi.
Hello, Kate.
Hurry up.
You made me nervous.
Tough shit.
So I've been asking this question because obviously we all come here to meet our favourite people. So my question is, if you could have 5 dream guests at a convention that you were attending, who would they be? Oh, you could do 3 each because Jason couldn't think of 5.
Okay. Convention. Are they like? Were we sticking the actor category because we're?
No. Jason and Billy did like Jimi Hendrix and Prince.
You know.
Smart people answers. Okay, I have answers.
Go
These
ahead.
are just people that I have crushes on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's right.
Great. Ready? Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't he seem like a good time? Doesn't he seem like he would fit in
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. And Michael B. Jordan.
Oh wow. He'd fit.
Yes. And Florence Pugh. Thank you. Good answers, right?
They're really good answers.
Thank you. I'd like to party with all those people.
Kate Winslet. I just think she's fucking amazing.
And she gives good interview.
Her episode of Extras is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my
I
life.
don't remember it. Oh, I think we need some context there, Adam.
She's trying to give relationship advice to this woman who's dating this guy, right? Yeah.
I've seen Extras, but it's so long ago.
And anyway, look, I'm not going to bastardize it. She's fucking hilarious in that. So, and I also just think that she's an amazing actor. I think she's just an amazing actor. Mayor of Easttown, I watched recently. Holy shit!
So good. If you haven't seen that, she's unbelievable.
And then there's so many people that I could.
I think maybe Briana was hinting that you pick her as one of the choices. So.
Well, I've been on stage with her.
Exactly.
I'd say Misha. But
His dreams have already come true.
I've been on stage with Misha. Denzel Washington.
mean people that are like you, that are like mentors.
Yeah.
These are people you like to do workshops with, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do people I'd like to do workshops?
That's what your suggestions are people that I would like.
I would like to just shut up and listen to.
Just be like, I don't want their autograph. I want to do like a workshop with them as an actor.
Huh. Oh, David Fincher.
You don't know who that is.
Of course you know who that is. David Fincher, as an actor, like especially an actor these days, you're on set, you get fucking one bite of the cherry if you're lucky, especially if you're a guest star. You go up and you're like, you have to know your lines, obviously, and then you've got to, you get a couple of takes on each side. So like you have a wide shot. A wide shot would be me and Briana talking here, and you'd see both of us in all the chairs. Then you would zoom in for a close-up or a mid shot. But David Fincher famously does like 60 takes of each scene. And at the beginning, actors are always like, that's great, but then after a while, they're kind of going, fuck, I'm so tired. And that's when he claims that he gets all the magic in his movies, because he gets all the acting out of his actors, and then they're just there. And it's just, and I would love to, I got very close on a David Fincher project a while ago called Mindhunter, and I didn't get it, but it was one of the best things to be able to work with him on something and hope. But he didn't give me 60 takes. You're good. Okay. But still, I'd love to pick his brain. I could go on and on. It's a great question. I think there are people that I'd love to, that I've thought about before that I should really write in the palm of my hand for this answer. If I see you over the weekend, I think of someone I'd like to know. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you.
Hey, so Briana.
Hey, Adam.
How's it been going?
God, I haven't seen you in so long.
It's been since Nashville.
Since before Christmas.
Before Christmas. How was your Christmas?
I mean, so getting home from Nashville was chaos because the Vancouver airport closed.
Because of the snow.
So Cliff, we all know Cliff, right? He also got stuck. He was trying to get home for Christmas to be with his daughter. So we ended up flying to Seattle, and then his daughter drove across the border to pick us up.
How old is his daughter?
I think she's in her 30s, early 30s.
Okay.
I think, maybe late 20s. I don't know. She's cool. So I did end up getting home, and then I went to Morocco for New Year's.
Really?
Yeah, a friend of mine was getting married in Marrakesh, so we went for like a week.
Did you bring Valentina?
No, we left her with Jose's parents. Yeah. How about you?
We got home on the 22nd of December. So, as I was saying, I tried to spend as much time in LA last year as possible because of my in-laws, and I lived with my in-laws for quite a long time. Anyone has ever done that? Yeah. No one's recording
Nothing's
this, right?
better. Nothing's, yeah, exactly.
Look, my in-laws are fantastic. They're absolutely beautiful people, and we get on very well. But still, you're living in someone else's house, and it was a lot. And then the convention, I stupidly, right? So we had these two conventions back to back. I thought they were back to back. One was in Phoenix and one was in Nashville. And I was working off a schedule that was given to me in 2020. The one in Nashville had been moved 3 weeks to the 15th of December, 2 weeks to the 15th of December. And so I thought it was on the 2nd of December, and we were flying back on the 6th or something to Ireland. Turns out that it had been moved to the 15th, and so we weren't flying back, so I had to move the flights and everything. So that's really fucking boring. I'm so sorry. So anyway, we only got home a day before Christmas, and so there was a scramble to get everything together, and the kids don't give a shit.
Home to Ireland.
Home to Ireland. Yeah, home to Ireland, and then but home to my parents' house where we were spending Christmas, not home to our house in Dublin. So, but yeah, Christmas is great. Christmas is so special in Ireland, and we have we always have had this tradition in my house. Right, so we have an upstairs in my parents' house, and so whenever we were kids, my dad would always go, "No one's allowed down to the living room until I make sure that Santa is gone." And my 45-year-old sister, still to this day, makes my dad go downstairs. She lives in South Africa, so it's never really a problem. But whenever she might be home for Christmas, that happens, and so we did the traditional thing of like Dad goes down the stairs and make sure Santa was gone. Santa was gone, and we could comfortably enjoy Christmas Day. And Christmas Day is great, it's just very traditional. There's no TV. We just sit at the table and we have like a 6-hour dinner.
Isn't it so beautiful though? Christmas is so different, especially as a grown-ass human, when you have children.
Oh my God!
Isn't it? And it's just like your babies are not quite 2.
No.
It only gets better and more exciting and more special. And I can only imagine you're just the most beautiful father to them, and you're just gonna as they get older and older, you're gonna love fatherhood more and more and more.
Do you know what? I'm sorry, people don't want to ask questions, but this is an interesting point. You know what? People have turned around to me and they've said, we don't think we should do the Santa thing. It's lying to your kids. How do we feel about that?
I don't
I
agree.
think that's fucking bullshit. I think you should lie to your kids as much as you can, because the reality of the world that we live in is so fucked up that the more and more you can encourage them to live in this fucking dreamland and this I don't know, this world that is beyond our world and that we created over thousands of years in order for us to have an escape. You should encourage that, in my opinion.
Well, it's not really a lie. I think that what you can do is when you tell them about Santa, you do the Santa thing, which we still do. Valentina's almost 9, so she's kind of starting to be suspicious. She's like, Santa's handwriting is very similar to yours. But when she does want to know the truth or discovers it, we'll sit her down and go, Santa is not a man in a suit. Santa is a feeling within you, within me, and it is our job to carry it on. And I remember when I found out that there was no Santa, I was very sad. But Christmas is still my favorite holiday of the year because I have that feeling every single December. Yeah. And so that's all that matters. I don't think we need to think of it as a lie. We don't need to be ashamed of that,
I agree
right?
with you, yeah. Does anyone of you have a question that's specific to my presence on this stage?
He's gotta go.
Because I gotta get the fuck out of here.
He's gotta go and have a cocktail.
No, thanks.
You're good, you're great.
Yes, please.
Yeah, go.
Hi.
Hi, just a really quick question. I was wondering whether you speak Gaelic Irish.
What?
Whether you speak Gaelic Irish.
Tá lábal de caint an scéilge. A nó tú ábal caint an scéilge. Came out Harton? Mr. Freshen. Go Hanawa! Go Heatach! Fad! Yeah, I can. And it's it's
I didn't know that! Wow!
Paul Mescal at the fucking BAFTAs the other day. Do you know who Paul Mescal is?
Remind me?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
It's blowing. Nominated for an Oscar. No, Paul Mescal is an Irish actor that was in Normal People. Have you ever heard or saw of Normal People? It was a show that did very well.
Oh, yes.
And then he just did this movie. What's the movie called? After Sun. He did this movie After Sun.
Also
He was nominated for an Oscar. He's a young Irish guy. And he was interviewed on the red carpet by an Irish-speaking TV channel called TG Carr. And he spoke in Irish on the BAFTA carpet. And everyone in Ireland were like, fuck yeah, man!
Oh, it's like watching a sports game and Ireland's winning, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. So I can't speak as well as Paul, but I have couple of focal, as we'd say at home. I have a couple of words. But I'm so proud of it, and I hope my kids speak it at some point, because it's just a great little language, and we're very proud of it. Thank you for
That's awesome. Thank you for asking him to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pete Reed, but I love you all so much. I'm so happy to be back in Rome. Let's blow the roof off tonight at karaoke, okay?
Temperatures rising. Summer is over. Do you guys like how I don't know any lyrics? All right, assholes. Here we go.
Amazing.
Who said amazing? Shut up. I haven't had anything to drink today. Today. Okay, all right. Do you know what sucks is I don't think that these are fancy whiskeys.
Gather round, ye lads and lasses, set ye for a while, and hearken to me mournful tale about.
Oh, it's an Irish jig?
Let's all raise our glasses high to friends and family gone, and lift our voices in another Irish drinking song. Consumption took me mother and me father got the pox. Me brother drank the whiskey till he wound up in a box. Me other brother in the troubles met with his demise. Me sister has forever closed her smiling Irish eyes. Now everybody's died, so until the tears are dried, we'll drink and drink and drink and drink, and then we'll drink some more. We'll dance and sing and fight until the early morning.
Cheers! Yum. Oh boy, just starting the day off strong. It's gotta be 5 o'clock though, right? Fine. What? Yes. Great. I love that you guys are like, what are you waiting for? How many gentlemen are in the audience this second right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna ask you to close your eyes for a second. I took my bra off to have a nap and I didn't do it on back properly, so. Shut up, pervert. All right, good. I felt it while Adam was here and I was like, no, because then it's gonna send him off on a tangent. And I was like, nah, I'll save it for you fuckers. Yeah, that's right. That's what kind of show we're doing now. It's an OnlyFans show now. You can bring the house lights down. No? Okay. All right. So it's us. Here we are. Ooh, I like that. I like all the fun lights. My name's Briana Buckmaster. Thank you so much. I had some sleep last night. I did not have that much, but I had enough. Let's just say that. In the JIB world, I had enough. So I'm significantly better. Happy to discuss secrets, gossip. I'll tell you anything. I have no shame. I want you guys to know that about me. I played a police officer and sheriff on the TV show Supernatural. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I also like to pretend to be a police officer in real life, only to my husband. It works out great. Yeah, you've been waiting for a long time. I'm sorry. Yes, my love. Ask away.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Here, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson right now. We don't say sorry. We say thank you for your patience. That's it. We just say thank you. Onwards.
We could travel all around the world to come here, and I'd like to know how far did you travel for a concert or maybe a movie or anything?
Oh, for something, just to go to something? Probably just New York. I've been to New York many, many times. I love musical theater. I have a degree in musical theater, and I used to go to New York City all the time to see shows, but I don't think I ever went like for a specific show. I would go to New York and see anything that I could see. I still do that. But I've never gone for a concert because concerts aren't as cool as this. Like, you don't get to do a bunch of stuff. You go to a concert and that's it. And I'm also kind of like, I grew up kind of poor. Like, my parents didn't have any money, so I didn't do stuff. I didn't travel. I don't think I even went on an airplane till I was in my 20s. And so I didn't really get to do anything. So it's all, for me, a massive privilege that I don't take lightly. And yeah, I feel very grateful that I get to work in other countries. But yeah, I'm new to going to concerts and events and just like investing in myself, in my joy in that way. And I think you guys should all be very proud that you choose to invest in yourselves and your joy, because I think when people spend money on things like concerts and events, we all go, oh, money, I'm so worried about money. Yes, we need money to survive. We all should learn to be very smart with money. But when it is your joy, it is an investment in yourself. We all get to invest in our own happiness, right? Yes. Let's applaud that. I did take my daughter to the Lizzo concert recently. That was amazing. Lizzo is her favorite artist. Love Lizzo. And then I got tickets to the Beyonce tour. I know. It's not till September, but I'm pretty stoked about that. That's about it. Thank you, and thank you for waiting. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Awesome. Coming back to musical theater, do you have like inspiration? Who inspired you to join musical theater?
Oh, that's a great question. When I was 11, my mom, I lived in, I grew up on a farm just outside of a place called Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. Yeah, fucking Moose Jaw! And my mom, I saw on TV, there was commercials for a musical, like a regional tour of a musical coming to Regina, which is the big city in Saskatchewan. Rhymes with fun. And it was a musical called Les Mis. And I saw a commercial for it, and the music was just like, at 11 years old, the music was just speaking to me. And so from the commercial, I asked my mom if we could go, and she got me tickets for Christmas. And I went and saw it, and I was like, that's it. I choose that. That's what I want to do. And I worked towards that for my entire childhood, I guess, into being a teenager. And again, my parents didn't have any money, so I didn't have singing lessons. They put me in like community theater clubs and things like that, but they would never be able to afford like sending me to LA or anything like that. So I just kind of acted in whatever I could, high school and then clubs. And then I auditioned for a theater program in the province over in Alberta. And I was on the waiting list, I didn't get accepted. And then 2 weeks before the program was supposed to start, I got accepted. And then I got in, and I did a 2-year program. And I started working in theater right after that. Not just musicals, but straight theater and a lot of comedy. So I mostly worked in theater and comedy and improv until Supernatural. Like Supernatural was maybe my 3rd television gig ever. Pretty fucking hit the jackpot, am I right? Yeah. But doing musicals, I love them so much, but performing 8 shows a week is like being an athlete. And it's so exhausting. And for me, vocally, I struggled to sustain vocal health because when I got tired, when my voice got tired, I would lose my voice. I still do that. I was just rehearsing with Billy for the concert on Monday, and I'm like, oh shit, my voice is tired. And that's just what happens to you when you don't sleep, when you go out to a loud restaurant, when you talk too much to a friend, things that you do normally in life. So if you're doing musicals and you have a fragile voice like I do, you have to go on vocal rest all day long. And I was like, this is not a sustainable lifestyle for me. So I didn't quit doing musicals, but I know myself well enough that I just wouldn't survive on Broadway, which is such a bummer to say. But I can still love it without, I can still enjoy it even though I can't really do it professionally, at that caliber anyway, but I still love theater. I did a stage play called The Humans in 2018, and I saw that show on Broadway, and it was such an incredible play, and I said, if that play ever comes to Canada, I'm gonna audition for it, and I auditioned and I got the part. And so that was a bucket list play for me. That was the last time I did theater, and it was awesome. So that's a long story to say Les Mis, final answer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, honey.
Hi.
First of all, you're such a fucking amazing woman. Sorry.
Oh my God, thank you. Swear away.
That's I learned from you right now.
Yeah, I like that you all learned the F-bomb from me. Swear away.
No, this is just amazing. But my actual question is like, since you really have such confidence in everything, I want to know, how did you gain so much confidence just being like yourself, and especially in this like musicals and everything, there's so much pressure on you. You're still like such a powerful woman, such a strong. So how did you do that?
Well, thank you so much, because just know that we are all reflections of each other. So when you say those things to me, it makes me feel all of the things that you're saying. And that's really how that works. I've said this a million times, but it is my true belief that confidence is a muscle. And you can kind of fake it till you make it. But also, I really believe that we are taught, especially as women, that confidence is based in how we look. And I do believe that is to distract us, keep us busy, always chasing something that is a external trend of how we look. And listen, I love makeup, I love hair, I love fashion, I love all of that. I think that's fucking awesome and fun. It has no bearing on my value or worth. I am just as important and worthy waking up in the morning smelling like farts. Not that I do. And it is important that we don't base our worth and value on the size of our jeans, the profile of our jawline, whatever is the thing on TikTok this week. And once you start to kind of wear that energy, you realize that, as you say, people go, oh my gosh, you're so confident. I'm like, but what is confidence? How do we know? How do you gain it? You just decide, I am who I am. If you don't like it, you're missing out. That's really what it is. And then eventually people go, I like what she's bringing to the table because it's authentically her or him or them. And I think that you just wear the suit and eventually you become the suit. So it's just practice, and recognizing that confidence and worth and value do not look a certain way. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Hi.
First of all, completely agree about Les Mis. I've seen it like 8 times.
I've seen it. I gotta even know how many. I love it so. Me too.
It's the best.
I love it. So good.
To bring up another painful topic though, Wayward. Obviously, it's still
Not
too soon,
familiar.
so miss it. But I don't know how it has not gone to the convention. But just wondering, are there any like little bits that you knew of like what was planned or anything that you think we would especially love?
There's a few things. So what they do is when they're pitching a TV show and they have a pilot, they have to pitch the arc of the season. And so we got sent by Bobo, who was the showrunner for Wayward Sisters. We were sent the arc of what was going to happen. And I don't remember most of it, but for myself, because I was so excited, I do remember that Donna was going to be turned into a vampire. I know! Which as an actor would have just been so much fun to see like an evil Donna, or just like a monster Donna, right?
Yeah, leather
like,
trousers all the way.
Leather trousers. But Donna would just put the donut down and just grab a neck, you know? Love that for her. Yeah, Wayward Sisters, that is a funny thing. We talk about it all the time. If you've ever been to a convention in the United States, Kim Rhodes and I do a PJ party. And we are now going to start doing our podcast, the Wayward Podcast, live at the creation shows. We're so excited. We'll still record them and release them as we do, but we'll also be offering live shows because we just love it. And Kim and I, as I'm saying about confidence, Kim and I's friendship is authentic. She is not just my best friend, she is family to me. True family. And so when we talk, it's the easiest conversation. Sometimes we'll just like meet in the hall at the hotel and start talking. We'll be like, no, let's save this for the podcast. Because we could just talk and talk and talk. But yeah, when the spinoff didn't get picked up, I was so shocked. I remember I was here, right? At karaoke, and I was just shocked. And not because I was like hurt and like felt betrayed or anything. I just was like, you fucking dum-dums. I was just like, you guys just missed it. Like fish in a barrel, man. And it was super short-sighted. And maybe Wayward Sisters could have saved the CW. I don't know. But you know, Kim and I decided to do the podcast right after that didn't get picked up, and the way that network was pushing the spinoff, Wayward Sisters, it was not going to go in a direction that Kim and I would have liked as actors. They are very centered around young people, and some of those young people didn't really want to be in the show. So it just kind of came a little bit of not what it had started as. It started to evolve away from what we had, and Kim and I would have conversations going, let's just get our foot in, and then we can start to rearrange it back to what it originally was, which is the idea that we had with you all, because it was your idea, not the CW's, that it was going to be centered around Jodie and Donna and the girls, but not centered on the girls. Yeah, Kim and I were making jokes that the show was it was starting to be written like the girls went out and hunted, and Jodie and Donna were just at home making soup. We didn't care for that. So yeah, when it didn't get picked up, I think that we weren't surprised and we were sad, but also like we just thought they were so dumb and short-sighted. But I think that's about all that I have news-wise. The reason it didn't get picked up, it had nothing to do with the content, by the way. It had to do with politics, chess moves, shit that were done by suits that had probably never even seen the pilot, you know. It is what it is. But, you know, now we have the Winchesters, Drake and JoJo. Like, the world keeps going, and I embrace it all. And I feel so lucky to still be involved with it in any way that I can.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
How did you know I was English?
I didn't. That's just, I wanted to show you guys my sweet skills with dialects. You sound like you're from London.
I grew up in London.
Oh.
I'm from the northwest of England.
I nailed it, man.
Sort of. First of all, I wanted to say that I went to Vancouver in October.
For fun?
I went to the con.
Yeah. That's the last Canadian con. They're not doing one this year.
I know. It's really sad.
So sad.
And we went up to Squamish. My friend took me up to Squamish, and we saw where they'd filmed the wishful thinking episode with the suicidal teddy bear.
So beautiful, right?
Fantastic. The sea to sky highway is just
incredible. Vancouver is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. If you haven't been, I encourage you to go. Don't live there. It is so expensive.
Yes,
don't live there, and it's rainy and cold, but visit in the summer.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
And what struck me was, because I'm English, it felt really English, because obviously it was initially an English colony.
Yes.
It felt really English, and near the beach and everything, the structures there were all English. And it really left a part of my heart in Vancouver. And
Come back and get it, baby. Come and get it.
And the Canadian people were so, their Englishness, but they're also warm, and not that English people aren't warm, but they're sort of, they take a little while to warm up English people.
Vancouver people are like that as well. I'm from Saskatchewan, so I'm very much like Midwestern.
Yeah.
Like people used to say about my dad that he could talk to a park bench. Like, just like love chatting with people, very warm. Vancouver people take a little time to warm up to you, yeah.
I did find that in the north of England, that happens in the north of England, you can be sat at a bus stop, and after 20 minutes, as the bus arrives, you know the whole life story of the lady sat behind you or next.
I mean, welcome to my panel.
Yeah.
I just did my bra up in front of y'all.
And the Vancouverites were like that. I loved it. Anyway, my question is, creating Christmas.
Yeah.
I know you can't spoil it, but is there anything you can tell us about it?
So she's talking about this movie that I just finished filming 6 days ago. Yes, so fun. Now, it's, you know, it's so weird. I feel the need to downplay it, and not sure why, but in Vancouver, there's so many Christmas movies being shot all the time. Majority of them are Hallmark. This one was created by a production company called Real One, who is kind of like the company that then sells movies to Hallmark or Super Channel or just whatever network wants to pick it up. But you are shooting 100 pages in 12 days. Like, I have never learned so much dialogue in such a short period of time in my entire life. And I was the number 3, which meant that there's the 2 leads and then me. I play the lead girl's sister and the lead guy's book editor. So I was like this weird third wheel, and I was there the whole time, but it was great. It was a great character. And I think what's awesome about all the, Matt and I were just talking about that because he also did a Hallmark. I did a Hallmark in the summer. Hallmark is a network that is doing what a lot of networks should have done, is they're evolving with the times, which is they're standing up for LGBTQ. They've separated from the beliefs, the formal beliefs that don't stand up for LGBTQ+, have developed their own network that certain actors have moved on to that I will never work for. Fuck no. And I worked in the summer with an actor named Jonathan Bennett, and he wrote the first gay romantic storyline for Hallmark. And yeah, he's changing things. He also is like, it's moving more into comedy, which before they were always just trying to be very vanilla. Don't push too many buttons, don't be too much. And now they're like, go for it, go for it. And so it's so nice to get these phone calls and be like, do you want to play this part? And I'm like, heck yeah. And I always go, I'm gonna go here. If it's too much, you reel me in. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But this movie I just did called Creating Christmas will, I'm assuming, come out at Christmas, but you never know. It was so funny. I was like, should I post about it now? They're like, go for it. But I'm like, if I don't post about it now, I'll forget to post about it when it comes out. But hopefully by the time it comes out, I will have shot 7 other Christmas movies. I just had an audition for one. I just got an audition for one this morning. They were like, can you record this audition? And I was like, no, I will be drunk in Italy. Offer only, baby, offer only. Never know. Priorities, right? Hey man, I spun the wheel. Whiskey came out. No audition. You get what you get. This is more. I prioritize my friends in the audience and alcohol. What can I say? What can I say? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Is it time? I will tell you guys though that I was up for a job, and I'll say this and don't tweet it. I was shortlisted for a role in the new season of Fargo. I know, but it would have shot during this convention. And I said to them, I was like, I don't think I can do it. And I didn't say no, because I ended up being released from being shortlisted, but I had a conversation with my agent going, they've rescheduled this convention so many times. It's not like they would reschedule because I'm not here, but I was like, I really want to go, and then we were like, let's just wait and see what happens. And then I ended up not getting it, and then I got an audition for another role on the same season that we're still waiting to hear about. So it all worked out, but yeah, know that I am just as excited as you guys to be here. I'm drinking a little less than I did at the last convention. Thank you. I'm a little older and wiser now, but I'm not slurring my words. Yet. You heard that coming. Anyway, that's it for me. I love you guys. I love you.